Hello history enthusiasts and welcome back to our channel. Today, we journey back to 14th century Florence, a city-state teeming with artistic brilliance and economic dynamism. We'll delve into the captivating story of the Bardi family, their meteoric rise, and their dramatic fall from grace. Before we begin, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest historical explorations. Your support helps us bring these captivating stories to life. Now let's step back in time and uncover the world of the Bardi family, a family who for a time held the fate of kings and kingdoms in their hands. At the heart of Florence's bustling economy stood the Bardi family, a dynasty synonymous with wealth and influence. Their business empire stretched far and wide, encompassing trade in essential commodities like oil, wine, and the much sought-after English wool. The Bardi meticulously built a network of trading posts and partnerships, connecting the bustling markets of Italy with the far reaches of Europe. Their success was not merely a product of luck or circumstance. The Bardi family cultivated a reputation for shrewd business acumen, unwavering integrity, and a keen understanding of the complex world of international trade. Their name became synonymous with quality and reliability, attracting merchants and nobles alike to their doorstep. The Bardi's dominance in Florentine commerce, however, was not unchallenged. A fierce rivalry ignited with another powerful mercantile family, the Peruzzi. Both families competed fiercely for lucrative contracts, trade routes, and the favor of powerful patrons. This rivalry, while intense, fostered an environment of innovation and ambition. The Bardi and Peruzzi pushed each other to refine their business practices, expand their networks, and secure their positions as titans of international trade. Little did they know, a storm was brewing on the horizon, one that would test the very foundations of their empires. The year was 1337, and across the English Channel, a young and ambitious king, Edward III, found himself embroiled in a costly conflict, the 100 Years' War. This war, which would span over a century, was not just a series of battles, but a complex web of political intrigue, alliances, and economic strain. War, as we know, is a costly endeavor, and Edward, in dire need of funds to finance his military campaigns, turned to the great banking families of Florence, including the Bardi. These families were the financial powerhouses of their time, wielding influence that extended far beyond the borders of Italy. The Bardi, enticed by the promise of substantial interest and a chance to further solidify their influence, agreed to provide Edward III with significant loans. These loans were not just simple transactions, they were complex agreements that involved multiple parties and intricate terms. They saw it as an opportunity, a calculated risk that could yield substantial rewards. The Bardi were not just bankers, they were shrewd businessmen who understood the potential for profit in times of conflict. However, the Bardi's fortunes, like the tides of war, were about to change. The prolonged conflict drained resources and destabilized economies, leading to financial distress. The once powerful banking families found themselves facing unexpected challenges as the very loans that promised great returns became burdensome debts. Section 5. The Seeds of Default, Plague, War, and Financial Strain. This chapter delves into the tumultuous period that set the stage for financial collapse. Fate, as it so often does, had other plans. The intricate web of events that unfolded would challenge the very foundations of medieval society. The mid-14th century witnessed Europe gripped by a cataclysmic event, the Black Death. This devastating plague swept across the continent, leaving a trail of death and despair in its wake. The plague ravaged populations, disrupted trade routes, and cast a long shadow over the economic prosperity of the time. Markets that once bustled with activity fell silent, and towns that were once thriving became ghostly remnants of their former selves. The Bardi's once thriving trade networks faced unprecedented disruption, and their coffers, once overflowing, began to dwindle. The economic lifeblood of their operations was severely compromised. On the battlefields of France, Edward III's campaigns, despite early victories, became bogged down in a costly stalemate. The initial promise of swift conquest turned into a prolonged and draining conflict. The hoped-for swift victory, which would have allowed Edward to repay his debts, seemed increasingly elusive. The king's frustration grew as the war dragged on, consuming resources and morale. The Bardi found themselves in a precarious position, their fortunes intertwined with the fate of a distant war, and a king on the brink of financial ruin. The once powerful banking house now faced the grim reality of potential default as the ripple effects of plague and war threatened to engulf them. Beyond the immediate impacts on trade and warfare, the broader societal consequences were dire. Famine and social unrest began to take hold, further destabilizing the already fragile economic landscape. Scholars and historians would later reflect on this period as a turning point, where the seeds of financial default were sown amidst the chaos of plague, war, and economic strain. The Bardi, like many others, were caught in a maelstrom of events beyond their control. As the sun set on this era of turmoil, the lessons learned would echo through the annals of history, reminding future generations of the fragile nature of prosperity and the ever-present specter of unforeseen calamities. Section 6. The unthinkable happens. Edward III, defaults. In 1340 the unthinkable happened. Edward III, unable to repay his massive debts, defaulted on his loans to the Bardi. The news of the default sent shockwaves through the financial centers of Europe. What was once considered an unthinkable scenario, a king failing to honor his debts, became a devastating reality. The Bardi, having staked a significant portion of their wealth on Edward III's solvency, were pushed to the precipice of financial ruin. The default was not merely a financial setback, it represented a catastrophic blow to their prestige and reputation, the pillars upon which their empire had been built. Section 7. The Florentine earthquake, ripples of default. The collapse of the Bardi family sent shockwaves throughout Florence and beyond. Other creditors, including the Peruzzi, who had also heavily invested in Edward III, faced similar ruin. The Florentine economy, heavily reliant on the success of its great banking families, spiraled into a deep recession. The Bardi crisis exposed the fragility of the credit-based economy that had fueled Florence's rise to economic prominence. It underscored the risks associated with concentrating wealth in the hands of a few powerful families and the potential consequences of lending vast sums to even the mightiest of kings. Section 8. The sun sets on the Bardi. The once mighty Bardi family, crippled by Edward III's default and the ensuing economic turmoil, never fully recovered. Their financial empire, which had been a cornerstone of European trade and finance, was left in ruins. Their vast trading empire, meticulously built over generations, crumbled. The intricate web of trade routes and financial networks they had established across Europe disintegrated almost overnight. Their name, once synonymous with wealth and influence, became a cautionary tale whispered in the halls of Florentine palazzos. The grandeur of their palatial homes and the opulence of their lifestyle faded into memory. The fall of the Bardi marked the end of an era in Florentine history. It was a dramatic shift that not only affected the Bardi, but also sent shockwaves through the entire economic structure of Florence. It signaled a shift in the balance of power, as new families and new industries rose to prominence in the wake of the crisis. The Medici, for instance, began to emerge as a dominant force, reshaping the economic and political landscape. Yet the legacy of the Bardi family, both their triumphs and their failures, continued to shape the economic landscape of Europe for centuries to come. Their story serves as a reminder of the fragility of financial empires and the ever-changing nature of economic power. Section 9. Echoes of the Bardi, Lessons in Credit and Risk. The story of the Bardi family serves as a potent reminder of the enduring power of credit and the profound risks associated with it. It underscores the delicate interplay between political stability, economic prosperity, and the often unpredictable course of human events. The Bardi's experience highlights the importance of diversification, sound risk management, and perhaps above all, the perils of placing excessive faith in the promises of kings. Their story, though set centuries ago, continues to resonate with timeless relevance in our modern world. Section 10. The enduring legacy of the Bardi family. While the Bardi family may have faded from the forefront of history, their legacy continues to intrigue and inspire. Their story serves as a testament to the dynamism and innovation that characterized the Italian Renaissance, a period of unparalleled artistic, cultural, and economic ferment. The Bardi's rise and fall offer valuable insights into the complexities of international finance, the vagaries of fate, and the enduring human spirit that strives for greatness, even in the face of adversity. Section 11. Support more stories like this. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time as we explored the captivating story of the Bardi family. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more compelling historical narratives, please consider supporting our channel. Your subscription and likes are greatly appreciated and help us continue to bring these stories to life. Until next time, keep exploring the past.